I'm Joanne from Metamorphosis Belly Dance, and today I'm going to work you through posture. So we're going to be looking at correct posture and alignment. This is important for a few reasons. The first being safety. We want to make sure that we're dancing correctly and that everything is nice and controlled and soft and aligned. The other reason is it helps to activate certain muscles. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, but to begin with, let's start from the feet. So our feet are hip width apart, usually, with a nice equal balance. So you're nice and grounded on the floor. I always feel like belly dance is dancing from the floor up through your body. Think of it like a flower. So you have the ground where you're nice and grounded, and then you have a lovely, beautiful flower on top, which is you dancing. That's how I see it. So it's always nice to be very grounded because you know you're not going to just topple over. Next one we want to think about is the knees. We use knees a lot in belly dance, but we want to make sure that they are protected. So we tend to dance with straight knees. So when I say straight, I don't mean locked, okay? So we're never pushing back into the joint. We're always just keeping a soft knee, but we don't want to go too far the other way and end up just completely bending our knees right down. Obviously this will be used in certain movements, but for the main sort of belly dance posture, we want to look at slightly straightening the knees with a softness. At any point that the knees are going forward and back, you want to make sure again that you're not using that action going backwards to kind of get that sharpness, okay? The sharpness will always come from the oblique, the glute. It will never come from the knee, okay? So the knee should always be nice and soft and relaxed. Another important part of our posture is our pelvis. As ladies, we tend to have a slight posture with our tailbone coming back. This is a natural stance for us. We want to kind of shift things into alignment. So we're going to take our pelvis and we're just going to tilt it slightly forward, okay? So here we're engaging those lower abs, that pelvic floor. We're bringing it up and we're lengthening the tailbone. So it's coming nice and down. If you were stood against a wall, you wouldn't be able to fit your fingers behind because your back would be nice and flat. If you were stood in your normal everyday pose, you can usually fit a few fingers underneath. So you don't want that. You want to get rid of that, so tuck it under. You can think about, one thing I've heard is zipping up jeans. So you can think about zipping up those jeans, but try not to squeeze it, okay? Because there's going to be times where you want to use these muscles and you don't want them completely squeezed. So we want to just keep them tucked slightly, okay? It's not a real big tuck, just a slight tuck just to lower that tailbone down. The chest, we want to make nice room in the belly and open up the chest. So we're going to lift that chest up, just taking the rib cage and just bringing it up, lengthening that torso, and then opening up the chest, opening up nice and wide so that you have nice room to breathe, because breathing is important while dancing, so you want to make sure that you have room to breathe and that you're open. It looks good as well. Having a dancer crouched over like this isn't very nice to watch, so we want to keep it up and open. Lastly, we're going to roll those shoulders back and down. Often we have arms for earrings. We don't want that, okay? So we want to keep them down low. And then lastly, we have the head. So the head's kind of floating on top. You can think about balancing something. You can even try balancing, I would suggest a cushion or something soft at the moment and not breakable. Just balance on your head so that your chin is nice and aligned, you're lifted and you're up. So this is our basic posture. You can take the arms out. I call this second position. Again, making sure to keep the shoulders back and down. You want a slight bend in the elbow, a little curved, not too much, we're not doing ballet, okay, but just a slight curve so that it's not straight. We like lots of curves, it's a very curvy dance. And then lastly, I tend to just have the middle finger slightly down. All the fingers are extending with a little bit of tension, not too much. You don't want to have this sort of stress feeling, but just a little bit of awareness through the fingers. You can think about light shining or having really long nails, very delicate nails. Lovely. Roll the shoulders back again. Check from the floor. Lovely. So this is the belly dance posture that you should be in any time that you practice any sort of belly dance drill, any sort of choreography. It's going to help you. As I said earlier, it'll help you engage and activate some of the muscles. If we're doing any sort of lifts with the hips, we want to activate our oblique muscles along here rather than using the ones in the back. So if I was naturally tucked back, I'm kind of using my back muscles here to lift it up, whereas if I tilt forward and I do the same movement, I'm able to then activate a little bit more my obliques, giving my back a nice rest because you don't like to work back too much. So there you go, that was the belly dance posture. I really hope that you find this helpful, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you, bye.